A letter from Snowy. One quiet morning, Dadda and Lele were sitting on their favorite spot in the jungle. They were perched on their big rock, enjoying the warmth of the sun as they overlooked the babbling river. They had just savored a delicious breakfast of oatmeal porridge with fresh raspberries. Lele wiggled back and forth excitedly. "Dadda, this really is a perfect place, isn't it? Here we can overlook the whole jungle." Dadda smiled and enjoyed his son's beaming eyes. "Indeed, Lele, this is a special place. We have shared so many beautiful moments here." As they relished the beautiful view, they saw something special in the distance. A large white snowy owl flew in their direction with powerful wing beats. The snowy owl was clutching an envelope in its talons. Lele excitedly pointed at the snowy owl. "Look, Dadda, what is that beautiful big bird?" Dadda responded, "That's a snowy owl, Lele, and it seems to have a letter." The snowy owl inquired if they were Dadda and Lele. Dadda nodded. The snowy owl landed on the rock and presented the letter to Dadda. Dadda extended his hand to gently accept the letter from the snowy owl. Then the snowy owl took flight once more. Dadda opened the letter and began to read. As he read, a smile appeared on his face. "It's from Snowy, Lele. She sent a letter to thank us for our help, and she invites us to come visit her sometime in her snowy home far away." Lele was excited and eager to read the letter. "What does it say, Dadda? Are we going to visit Snowy?" Dadda handed the letter to Lele. Although Lele couldn't read yet, it also included a picture of Snowy standing in front of her snowy house. After Dadda and Lele read Snowy's letter, Lele was so excited that he could hardly wait to share the news with the rest of their family. Together, they ran back to their cozy tree house, where Mom, Habi, and Jut were busy with their daily chores. With beaming smiles and bright eyes, Papa and Lele passed Snowy's letter to their family. Mama set aside the wildflowers she was collecting for a moment and gently took the letter in her hands. She read Snowy's sweet words and looked at Dadda and Lele happily. Habi and Jut shuffled closer, filled with curiosity. "What does it say, Mama?" asked Habi. Mama smiled fondly and shared the exciting news. "Snowy wants to thank us for the help, and she invited us to visit her at her place at the North Pole." Lele wanted to know, "What is the North Pole, Dadda?" So, Dadda sat down on the couch and explained. "The North Pole is a very special place on our Earth. Imagine that the Earth is a big sphere, like a ball. The North Pole is the top tip of that sphere. It is very cold and covered with ice and snow, and polar bears, Arctic foxes, and other animals that love the cold live there. At the North Pole, it is sometimes very dark and sometimes very light. In the winter, it is very cold and dark, and in the summer, it is very light, and the sun shines all day and all night. The North Pole is also very important because the ice there helps keep the Earth cool." Habi and Jut's eyes sparkled with excitement. "A trip to the North Pole? That sounds great." Dadda looked at Mom, nodded, and put his hand on Lele's shoulder. "We thought it would be a great idea to accept this invitation. What do you guys think?" Lele, Habi, and Jut nodded enthusiastically. They were all convinced that this was an adventure they shouldn't miss. So, with their hearts full of excitement and anticipation, the family began preparations for their trip to the North Pole. Will the family travel tomorrow, or are there other adventures awaiting? For now, sleep well and have sweet dreams, my little adventurer.